Hello, my name is C4chatorg and I am not a relationship expert. I am just another person who has had the misfortune of being married and subsequently divorcing. The marriage was not the misfortune, it was the divorce. Okay, that marriage was the misfortune, but not marriage as a whole. With that said, I then realized that as a Christian woman, I have struggled to navigate relationships with a Christian perspective, and I realized that these are the problems that most of us are actually faced, especially as young Christian women. I do consider myself young. Nevertheless, then it dawned on me one day. I think it was a godly, a heavenly assignment that I actually need to talk about some of the wisdom that I've gained throughout my path of being in relationships, being a single mom, being married with a child that is not from that marriage, and being a mom, being in a blended family, and then being in an unfavorable, toxic marriage. Being in a marriage that was not what I had desired, let me put it that way. And then having a child in that marriage under those circumstances, and then subsequently divorcing and getting divorced from my then spouse, all right? So I then realized that, there's a lot here that I can actually talk about. There's a lot that I can share. And also to just help other fellow people, to navigate their own relationships in their own lives, They can take the Christian component of it or not, but it's just basically sharing information. So then I've established this platform in an attempt to try and voice out these opinions and these perspectives. And from time to time, perhaps have, gatherings whereby we can invite subject matter experts to come and share, their knowledge and information based on whatever topic that we would have covered. So the name of this platform is called C4chat, and okay, you can figure out why. But really the whole point is to chat and not necessarily to dictate, because as I said, I'm not a relationship expert. I'm just a person who's had the raw end of the stick sometimes, and also good parts, of the pie of relationships in other instances. And I want to share that. And also I'm realizing that there is a lot that people are experiencing. There's a lot that people are going through when it comes to relationships that is not voiced out. And you sometimes go through these things alone, because no one has ever mentioned it before. No one has ever spoken about it before. So you have no idea how to understand your own situation. And this for me came when I was in that marriage, and then I was like, there's something very wrong here. This is not what I signed up for. This is not the norm that I wanted. This is not the happy ever after, because there's no happy, there's just ever after, and then there's toxic ever after, and there's sad ever after, and there's tears ever after, and there's screaming ever after, there's shouting ever after, there's a lot of ever afters that I didn't sign up for. So what is this? And when I started reading up on situations that are similar to what I experienced, then I was able to come to a conclusion that this situation will never change. And therefore I need to subtract myself from this situation. And therefore, I would like to allow and to give other people the opportunity to also maybe share my story, because I read other people's stories, share my story for them to see if maybe there's like little puzzle pieces that can fit, or if there are any parallels or similarities, and maybe that will help them to understand what it is that they are in, all right? But we are not only going to focus on my situation, but also just generally what is happening nowadays, the end of times when it comes to relationship, because it's a lot. Anyway, I hope you're here to stay, and please follow, subscribe, do whatever you need to make sure that you don't miss our episodes. I'm still not sure at what point and how frequent I'm going to post, videos and share perspectives and information and whatever else I can get. But I'm sure you'll see it on your feeds from time to time. And I'll also send out alerts, you know, in various social media platforms that, okay, we have something new. So we're going to be discussing things like background check, you know, things that about a person's background that influence greatly who they are in a relationship. And that is not only about romantic relationships, but that's also about, you know, interpersonal relationships at work, you know, in friendships, at church, that kind of thing. Where the person comes from really, really has a strong bearing on who they are in the present. All right. Therefore, we're going to be looking at things like those. We're going to be looking at things like, you know, as you're dating and you're trying to navigate dating and courtship from a Christian perspective, things that we are expected to avoid and how we struggle to even avoid those things, you know. So we're going to be dealing with singles, we're going to be dealing with married people, we're going to be dealing with divorced people, we're going to be dealing with widowed people as well. Or let me not say the people, but the circumstances in which they find themselves as single people, married people, divorced people, and as widowed people. And fortunately for me, I've been 3 of those 4 things. I have not been widowed, thank God, because I've experienced a lot. All right, so that is going to be our approach, and stay tuned, man, and just try and keep up. Oh, obviously the platform will always be open for questions and whatever else. Alrighty then, it was great, it was lovely, and we hope that we can get as many of you to subscribe to the platform as possible. C4chatorg on Instagram, C4chatorg on TikTok, and probably we're going to YouTube as well. Alrighty then, chat soon. Bye.